also select it this way, manually select the data. Okay, from A2 to N. And then I say my table has headers, click OK. So now this is going to load our Power Query. This is the interface of the Power Query. I'm just moving away the here. And what I wanted to notice here, you will see all the different files that you have loaded. I'm going to minimize this by clicking here. And this is what I wanted to focus on here on the right hand side. This you will see is the applied steps. So basically, this is like those of you who understand VBA or macro or automation. In automation, you have to write the code or sometimes you have to record it. Here it is doing the same thing, but you don't have to write any code, etc. So that is the advantage of this. So what are some of the things that you notice here? What is wrong here, or what is the cleaning that you can do in your data here on the order date? What is it that you notice? You can either unmute and speak, or you can send your response by chat.
Dates are inconsistently given.
Dates are inconsistent. Wonderful. Anybody else? Mahesh ji, Jitinder ji, anybody else? Diya, Rajashri? No? Okay, so one is yes, the dates are inconsistent. Imagine if you have to change this. अगर आपको ये change करना है कहाँ पे Excel में. If you have to change this in Excel, it is a little complicated process. But here, all you have to do is just click on this. If you see here, these are the different data type that is there. So here, what should it be? It should be date. So if I just click on date, you will see it automatically converts everything into the proper date format. Okay, done. And you will see it is recorded this step. Okay, so step number 1 done. Next, do you notice anything wrong with the client name here? Anybody notices anything here? Let's see how many of you have attention to detail. Anything wrong?
Projects.
The client name.
Space in few names and
wonderful. So you will see there are few which there is space here. Sometimes the naked eye does not catch it. And imagine, see, we are working with sample data, and I know that there is a mistake here. But sometimes when you have thousands of records, it's impossible for you to scan through and remove them. Anybody knows what is the formula to remove spaces in Excel? Additional spaces? The formula is trim is equal to trim. Okay. I'm just going to make a note, and we will share this list of formulas as well. Okay. But here again, what do you think I can do? Do I have to write any formula? No. Just click on it again. Right click, and you will see there is change type and there is transform. And I can transform by trim. However, if you see, it is not just this. I think majority of my text here contains that problem or has this problem. So what I will do is I will select all of them together. How? I'll click here, and then holding the shift key, I'm going to click all the way till here. Now all of them are selected. I can now right click and then transform, trim. Now all the extra space before, in between, or after is deleted. And you will see here it is recorded this step. If I want to undo it, what do you think I will have to do? Is there an undo button? Control Z. Do you think Control Z is going to work here? What does Control Z do? Control Z or Z do?
it reverses the action.
How we wish we had this in our life, no? Undo everything that we did. Okay, but yes, it
So on the toolbox, if we say cancel trim, then it should take us back to where we were.
Cancel trim. Or here, if you see, I have this applied steps. I can just click on this X and remove that step, and you will see all of this is done. Okay, and I don't have redo option, so I have to do this again. So click on all of these, right click, transform, trim. So you will see there's an option to lowercase, to convert it into lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word. So all of that can be done here. I'm just going to click on trim, and all of those is recorded. Okay. Next here, what do I have here? Quantity, and you will see here again, it is already identified this as a number. And we have unit price, but unit price, if you see, I have ABC. Why is that? Because there are few places I have this NA. So what I could do is maybe I could say replace, okay, is something that I can do, or I could also say remove, change type, okay, change fill. There's another option, rename, move. Okay, so these are some of the things that I can do. Okay, first let me change this data type and check. See, there's an option for currency. I will do that. And if you see with currency, I'm getting this decimal points 1. And I don't know if you're able to notice this. You will also see there is a small red here. And if I hover on this, can you see this? It says there are 2 errors. And here you will see it is completely green, which means there is no mistake in all of these data that we did. So this is another way for you to identify if any of your column has an error. Okay, so that's something that you can do. But what I want to do is now I want to replace these errors. Okay, maybe let's change the type again. And what I'll do is I'll select this and I will say replace values. What do you want to replace the value with? Okay, I'm going to replace find value n/a, and maybe I'm going to replace that with a 0 for now. Okay, click OK, and now you will see everything is replaced, and our here it is going to change into green, and I will also still make it as a currency. Okay, and you will see I don't get that error. I could have also done here also I can replace the null, etc. Okay, so what do? Replace. Okay, I could also do this. Click on the null here, replace values. Okay, null with what? Maybe 0. Okay, and now everything gets replaced. And now here you will see it is again in uppercase, lowercase. How do I change this? Can somebody tell me how do I make everything in first letter capital? Whoever gives the correct answer gets a digital goodie, like claps. How can I change this into first letter uppercase? Any idea? No? Am I audible? Did I get disconnected? I'm there, right? Okay. So one way is I'm just going to right click. Okay, again, right click on this. I have this option which is transform to capitalize each word, and you will see that's done. I'm going to change this date also to just date. That's done. Okay. I can also again replace these value null with something else. So this is doable. Once this is done. Okay. So now what did I mention? This is an automation process. Okay, so we have done all of this. So this step, okay, let's assume tomorrow or in the next 1 hour, you get one more file and you have to do this entire process there once again. Then what would you do, right? You just have to change the source and you will be able to take all of these steps again. Okay, so all of these steps again. So that's something that will happen. All of these steps are going to be recorded. So just change the source and all of these changes that you did is going to be applied on this. Okay. Next, what do? I can just click on close and load. So this is now going to load into your Excel file as a table. Okay. Anybody was able to do this along with me? Anybody who has Office 365 was able to do this? Can I see a raise of hands? Anything? Or in the chat, able to complete it? No? Try. Okay. So now, if you see, our data is in a table format. What is the advantage of having our data in tables? How many of you heard of slicers? What is a slicer?
So it's a tool to analyze the data on various parameters like region,
Right.
source of the sale that happened, product that got sold,
Wonderful.
month which it got sold.
Wonderful, right? However, in simple terms, just to simplify things, slicer is a graphical filter. It's a graphical filter, That's all. So I can now, let's assume I want to filter based on the city. What would I do? I can click here and then, filter based on Bangalore, Chennai, whatever I want to see. The same thing, but if I want to make it more interesting, what will I do? Click on slicer and choose city here. Click OK. And now I have a button kind of a thing that I can click. So if I click on Bangalore, it is going to filter for Bangalore. If I remove this, look at Chennai, it is going to filter for Chennai. Okay, so you will be able to add the slicers only if your data is in a table format, or else it is not going to work. Okay, so that is one advantage of keeping your data as tables. The other advantage is, if you see here, if I scroll down, my headers automatically change these column names. Right? If you see here, it changes. That's one more advantage. The third advantage is if you add anything to your data. Now, let's assume I add another set here. I'm going right at the end, pressing the tab key. This will become part of your table. Unlike in your regular ranges, you will have to again select, if you're doing a VLOOKUP or anything, you will have to select the range again. Am I making sense? Yeah, so that's something that you can. Now, if I want to convert this into a normal table, let me make a copy of this. You will see this is table 1. I want to make it. Oops, did I stop sharing it? Sorry. I'm going to click on share again. Okay. Now, I want to make a copy of this once again. What is the fastest way to make a copy of this sheet? I want to make a copy of this sheet that I have.
Control C, Control V.
Right click below on the sheet and then say move or copy and create a copy.
Wonderful. Control C, Control V will not work. Okay, unless I add a new sheet. But yes, that's one. Okay. Or right click and move. The fastest way is I'm going to hold my control key, drag it to the right. Okay. And I have a copy of it. Okay. So this is another trick. If I want it on the left, I drag it to the left and I'll have a copy of it. So if you see, I have these. Yes. The other way is right click, move or copy. But the fastest way is this. Okay. Then what do I want to do? I want to convert this into a normal range. Okay, if you don't like working with tables, you would want to convert it into a range, normal data. So how do you do that? If you click on this table, you get this table design. And what do I do? Okay, convert to range.
Range.
And done. And as soon as I do that, if you see, slicers have disappeared. Okay, done. Next, what do I want? I want to start looking at the city. Okay, I want to get the count of city. What do I want? I want to get the count of city. So first, how do I get the city here? How can I get the unique cities here?
A pivot would be faster.
Pivot would be faster, okay. Any other? So option number 1, pivot table.